Guys, so here with me, Taylor. This week's topic is how being trans has affected your relationship with your family. Well, for me, this is one of the reasons why it took me forever to come out. Because I was so worried of my family, like, not understanding and just judging me. And the reason I thought that was because I come from a Hispanic family. We really don't talk about anything. Like, when I was younger, I never even got sex talk. So it was like, to this day, it's still like, ugh, what? you know? So we really don't talk about stuff like that. So it was very hard for me to imagine to try to come out and try to explain to them. So that's the reason I took forever to come out. So as coming out as trans, it's gone pretty well. I did have a few people where it was just like, I'm gonna send you a text message because I see you, and I know you're gonna understand. So, like, for my mom, she's actually become my biggest supporter. Which was odd because I was so afraid of coming out to my mom. But she's actually has become my biggest supporter. Um, she doesn't really understand, but she's there. She supports me. She knows she's been to my doctor, right? That gives me testosterone, which is again lesbian center. So when she goes there, she's surrounded by the LGBT community all up in there. So she's supportive. She went with me to get my legal papers for my name change. And I also talked to her about top surgery and if she's willing to go with me, and she's all up for it. She understands, but she doesn't understand. She still doesn't call me her son. She does not call me Taylor. But I've noticed that in certain situations, like in public, like she'll not say my birth name because she knows it'll bother me. Like she knows that I'll like get mad. So she'll like say something else. Like she'll be like, "Hey," or something. As for my brother was like one of the hardest person that I felt would be to come out to because I'm so close to my brother, and so I didn't actually come out to him. He actually saw on Instagram, and a couple of weeks, like, we didn't talk about it like until like a couple of weeks after he saw it. He like called me. He's like, he was hurt about it that I didn't tell him. He was hurt. He's like, why didn't you tell me in person? And I understand, but it was just very hard for me to try to come out to my brother because we're so close. But now he's really cool about it. Sometimes he calls me his little brother. He started to recently. He doesn't really call me by my birth name. He's never really have. He calls me Monster. I call him Monster too. That's kind of our like little nickname thing. But other than that, he's really supportive about it. That's about for my immediate family. I'm telling you, my family is like tiny, tiny. As for my cousins, I recently went to talk to one of my cousins about top surgery to help me, raise money, or she'll be able to help me financially, or give me information on how to, go about it and stuff. So I met up with her, and I honestly thought she was understanding. She's pretty young, and I thought she was gonna be super understanding and okay, whatever. So we're talking, and I was very disappointed to be talking to her because as we're talking, I felt that I had to explain myself to her, that I had to prove myself to her. I felt that, like, I didn't feel right. Like, I felt like, well, what the, And it was to the point where she compared me to, one of those, like, fictional animals that are, like, half animals, half animal from, like, the bottom waist, and, like, human from the top. That's what she compared me like. She compared me, she's like, you're gonna be one of those. And she even told me, what woman's ever gonna want to be with you? And like, I kept trying to explain to her, it's not all about sex. It's not about what you have in your pants. And she's like, but well, why? And like, she couldn't grasp the idea, but she really offended me when she compared me to those fictional creatures. And like, I was showing her like, because we're talking about top surgery, and she's like, why are you getting top surgery? Get bottom surgery. you're not, why are you gonna be half man and half woman? And she didn't understand, like, she, I don't know, I kind of, so I was really disappointed and like really like let down because I honestly thought she was gonna be one of the people in my family that I could be able to talk about it openly and understand, but I was wrong, and um, something I learned from not to expect people to always understand. Um, so that made me feel like shit. It made me feel really bad. Like I got home, I was depressed. Like I was like, what if she's right and all this. So I told my mom about it, and she's like, my mom was like, don't even worry about it. People think different ways, and that's where that moment was when I realized that my mom is my biggest supporter, and I love my mom. Like we have our ups and downs. We haven't had the best relationship, but she has like become my life. So in a video before, I mentioned that I hadn't come out to my sister because she was religious, and I felt that she was going to disown me, and she supported me financially. Well, about a week ago, I actually came out to her, and it went well. It went better than I expected. It would have been. She didn't disown me. She just believes that it's a phase. She believes that I'll get over it. She believes it's like a mental thing. Well, technically it is, but to her, she sees it a different way. She doesn't accept it, but she's not gonna push me away. If that makes sense. Yeah. So that's how it is with her. She doesn't call me Taylor. She doesn't call me brother. So that's how it is with my sister. I saw her just a couple of like about an hour ago. She's acts normal with me. I have facial hair, as you can tell, and she doesn't really say anything about it now. Um, because I explained to her that I was on testosterone and what it would do to me. Um, but I was I was grateful that she didn't like get mad and scream and stuff. So it went well, I guess. So that's like for family. I I sometimes get in the mode like when I see on Instagram like where people post, oh yeah, my mom this, my mom, it gets me very depressed, and it gets to the point where I think I become jealous of people that have like that, because I want that, I want my mom to call me her son. I want my mom to call me Taylor. I want my brother to call me his brother, my sister to call me her brother. I want that stuff. I want to feel like myself at home, if that makes sense. Because in public, I am Mel. In public, I'm Taylor. At school, I'm Taylor. And at home, it's like I'm not, and it makes it hard for me. It makes me very depressed. It makes me very dysphoric. It makes me very angry and sad because I want to be normal at home. I want, like, it's hard to explain, but my family doesn't, hate me for it. They just don't really understand, and they don't call me he most of the time. Well, a lot of the time. Don't call me Taylor. And it really bothers me, and I think a lot of it has to do with my culture and being Hispanic in my family. I'm not speaking for other families. Just the fact that we don't talk about stuff, and the fact that I never sat down with them and be like, okay, this is what's going on. Um, and it has to do with how we grew up, and that's just how we are. And it really bothers me. But other than that, my family is okay about it. They didn't disown me. They didn't hate me for it. They just don't call me my pronoun or Taylor. My brother sometimes. But that's how it is for my family. And we're so tiny, so at, I'm not even with my family most of the time. I work a lot. Like this week, I've been working crazy hours. It's crazy how much I've been working. And I haven't even started school yet, so we'll see how that happens. Um, that's it for my family. I really do wish the best for everybody and for parents to be understanding because it's not easy. I can smile all the time. I do. I smile all the time, but that's not how I feel all the time. So that was it for guys. I'll see you guys next week. Take care.